This final episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Jack Threads.
Nothing better to do, get abducted by the crew of the Starship Alpha 2. They're from the planet Q, which, due to a space-time loop, is stuck in 82 and must be rescued. They need our heroes to discuss the latest news and give their reviews of games and movies too. Sure hope you're not confused. We swear this is all true, not just the premise to the Totally Rad Show.
Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad Show.
Hello everybody and welcome to the final episode of the Totally Rad Show. We're gonna do something special this week. We're actually gonna go back to the old format for one more show. So this episode is gonna be a little under an hour.
Right, a
Yes.
little under an hour.
A little
We
under an
shall
hour.
see. Yeah, we thought it would be poetic to end the show as we started it with a big, long, weekly episode, just
In
like
one
everybody
day.
used to love.
Yes, of course. And what better way than show the amazing background from Sam Line?
We saved the best for last.
Yes.
This is literally my desktop background on my home PC. This is my favorite background that we've ever gotten.
Yep.
I hope you guys look and see all the amazing details that he put in. All three of us using our specific powers to
Yep.
fight the legions of geek evil.
Yep, and Mike controlling the ship while in the back there, which is good.
Galactus is up there somewhere, which
Dan?
I love.
Stay puffed.
Crane-
I'm doing my
crane
crane kick against Agent Smith.
Which is a patented Dan Trachtenberg move.
It is.
The crane kick.
It's
He
a
puts a little
patented Daniel
spice
move.
on it.
Yeah.
Very
All Daniels
nice.
across the land.
So this episode is going to be, as an end, we figured what better way to end than to try to come up with the Uber-Raddy.
Uber-Raddies!
Uber-Raddy. So not only our favorite movie of the year, but our favorite movie we've ever talked about on the show. Not only our favorite video game of the year, but our favorite video game we've ever talked about on the show. I feel some contentious arguments approaching, and as well a TV show. So crowning the.
Just throwing that into the air.
Well, he wanted to say something. I didn't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again.
I did because you said Uber, and since it's the last episode, might as well take a stroll down memory lane, though we will probably do that at the end of the episode, so stay
Yes.
tuned. But you just reminded me of the
Uber?
episode that we did, the umlaut episode.
Oh,
my God.
Anytime anyone said an oo sound, we had to say
Umlaut.
Umlaut.
Boy, that was fun and not annoying.
It was to
Legend
promote
of
Brutal Legend. Yeah.
That's right. We did it as
That's a
as
little walk down
sponsored
memory
episode.
lane. Yeah.
There you're welcome. Internet.
So stick with us over the next under an hour.
We're gonna say.
we're gonna send this baby out with a bang.
Yep.
We hope.
First bang, engage.
Thank you all. Oh, well, we'll say that at the end.
First bang. First
this
bang,
week has been
engage.
amazing, right?
Yeah.
This week has been amazing. Thank you all
Yes.
for sending your.
And sad. This week in movies.
Last time I'm gonna hear you say that.
Well, no, because I was saying today,
Oh yeah.
but I used to say this week because it
Still the
was
last
just and it's still the last time.
I got the joke.
Yeah.
I got it.
I
And
got it
that's all
too.
good.
I did not get it.
This week in movies, we, as you just said, are talking about our favorite movies to ever have been discussed on the Totally Rad Show in Tokyo.
Which, by the way,
6
there
years.
are a lot of movies. Going down that list of movies, we've
The first thing we need to say right away.
Thank you to Mr. Wikipedia.
Oh God.
It's he Twittered us or something.
Connor or something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, thank you,
For
sir.
making our
Like
Wikipedia.
the fact that there's a comprehensive list of everything
Yeah.
we've ever talked about on this show is my favorite thing.
Yeah, that will be going away soon, I'm sure. But it's nice that it exists.
No, it'll
How do
stay
you
up there.
download
They don't
local?
get rid of
We'll
those
see.
things.
Save to local.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
Wikipedia doesn't get rid of stuff.
as you saw last week, first movie that we ever reviewed on the show was Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I'm
Yep.
not sure if that's going to be
Not gonna be on my list.
Not on
Not
my
gonna be
list.
The second movie that we reviewed, which I feel would have been a better first movie, was The Lookout.
Also not on my list.
Remember that Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Yeah.
but it was just at least a more legitimate movie to me. I mean, just notably, I feel like, man, we were in our first year of the show. The first Transformers came out.
Yep.
We were all anticipating, super excited for the first
Yep.
Transformers.
Yeah. Do you remember how happy I was that Michael Bay was directing it? I was like, that's what you want. You want a guy who's gonna like swing his dick around and like.
Yeah,
and
you
that's,
said that.
and that's what you got.
That's what I got, and I was wrong, and I'm the first to admit it.
I liked it.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
What else was in? Yeah.
Well, here, I did a list because this is the thing that was difficult for me coming up with this list is like, how do I rate it? Is it my favorite movies, or is it the movies that I'm most glad we reviewed, or is
Right.
it the
I did the
reviews
same
I
thing.
enjoyed the most?
Oh, weird.
So
I mean, cool.
So I kind of like thought about all those things as I was
too.
going, and it was
Yeah.
a weird mix.
Yeah.
These didn't make my list, but there's 3 movies that I can't believe that we got to review on our show. Watchmen, like
Yep.
it actually happened under our tenure, and we got to talk
Yep.
about it.
Yes.
A Muppets movie,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is amazing that we got to review and talk about, and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And while it was sad and it didn't come out the way we wanted, we got to
None of-
freaking review
and none of
Indiana
those
Jones
were on our
movie.
top 5, but
right,
yeah.
but those are like 3
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
things that
yeah.
we got to talk about, you know?
Yeah. And
That's interesting.
What was flirting what is actually in my top 5 sort of is Avatar.
Yeah.
Wait. Top 5 sort of?
No, I guess it is. I don't know. I had remember I had 8.
So that's not your, that is my number 1.
Is your number 1?
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
Well, but I mean,
Well, we're doing it.
this is
Hey,
it.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I thought about it because I went through and I thought,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Way to
I like
backtrack,
the-
Dan.
Because I didn't make a top 5. I just put movies that could be my number 1s, and Avatar's on there.
And that's what I did first, but then going through them, I realized
It's on my list.
it's also got to be how far, like when I think back to the movie, what do I have? Because, you know, on my list, but not on my top 5, were the things like There Will Be Blood and The Wrestler and No Country for Old Men.
Right.
Things that won the Ratty, but that when I think back to them now, it's like, did they have as much an impact in our culture as Avatar? No. As much as I love those movies,
Right.
no, not as much as Avatar. So for me, it was like the sort of geek movie tentpole. There were other options, and some of them made my list in number 2 slots, but for me, it was like, just the anticipation, sitting in Comic-Con and watching that footage and being like, I don't even fucking know what I am seeing, and then going to the movie and seeing that first shot and realizing, this is different than anything. This is different than
Completely
anything.
agree with you, dude.
There's a pre-Avatar world and a post-Avatar world.
And that roller coaster ride you're talking about of our sort of 4 or 5 month review of what is this movie going to be, and getting excited and then feeling this weird disappointment and worry. And Dan, to your credit, you were like, "No, guys, you guys are stupid. This is going to be amazing."
Yeah.
And you and I were both like, "Oh man, I'm really worried about this." And then the triumph of like loving it, and
it's a
such
new
a special
James
experience.
Cameron movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I put it in my number 1.
I'm bummed that we are like a week or 2 away from having been able to do a Hobbit movie, because we didn't do the Lord of the Rings movies. We're after that. We're sort of in the between, but yeah.
We're in the in-between.
I'm really sad we didn't get to do the Hobbit.
That's it.
I already have my tickets.
What'd you
purchased.
say?
I said we're in the in-between
Right.
because of Peter Jackson. Directed that movie where they said that. I thought it was apropos, gentlemen.
So what? So,
Anyway, what's your top 1?
So yeah. Also, in the run of things for me, in the running, Toy Story 3.
Toy Story is on my list.
That is not on my list, but
It's
it
my
was
number
definitely
2.
in the running.
Oh no, it's my number 3. It's my number 3.
Yeah, Toy Story 3 for me.
Are we gonna do? Are we do? Oh,
We're kind of doing it this way because
Yeah.
it doesn't really.
All right.
didn't really
500 Days of Summer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
see,
not on my list.
I had a slot for what I would consider sort of the indie comedy, you know what I mean? Like, because 50-50 was on my overall list, but I put on in number 4, Win-Win,
which won the Ratty.
It won the Ratty, but also looking back, I've now seen it 2 or 3 times in addition.
So good.
It is such a good movie, firing on all cylinders, and so that was sort of, I wanted one of those, like, indie, movies that we really loved, and 500 Days of Summer, 50-50, like those are all those. Win-Win was the one that I put on my list.
You know what I didn't put in my top 5, but I think deserves a mention too, is The Social Network, because of how much it's about our
Social
stuff.
Network.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on my list
how
of
good a
could
movie
have been
it
on
is.
the list, but not on my top 5.
Yeah, I struggled with the movies that impacted me the most versus the movies that I think represent what I love most in movies. And like Toy Story 3 really does represent, I can't say it again, I've said it a million times, but it represents everything that has the best action, best it fulfills all, checks all the boxes.
It was number 3 on my list.
But I don't, I haven't watched it again. When I watched it again, and I liked it, but it didn't. I don't like throughout my life. You guys have heard me say this before, but throughout my life, I don't like go back and like always think, oh, that movie gave me the when I wrestling with an emotional problem or a personal whatever. Sometimes I can resort back to movies to help me. And I go, oh yeah, that's kind of like in that movie. Man, that's why I should do this or not do that.
Yeah, interesting.
So that to me, and on top of being an exciting movie while watching it, so there's a couple movies that are that for me, and that's what I'm wrestling with to make my number 1. And it's
Interesting.
Tree of Life, which I don't think will be my number 1, but that is that for me. And then the other one is. So these are the 2 that I'm like debating on number 1. One is the one we just saw,
Life of Pi.
Life of Pi, but we just saw it.
I know, it's a
so I
little
feel a
fresh,
little
right?
lame to
Yeah.
be. But
What's
at the
the
same
other
time,
one?
and I've had quite the week dealing with that movie and discussing that movie, and it's also spectacle and it's commercial fluff in some way. Like it's kind of all those things. It's just candy, and it's like that's sort of like a Toy Story 3 but fresher. The other one that you're not gonna like is Gone Baby Gone.
Jesus, weird.
Wow, I almost put that on my list.
How are we going to come up with, just based on that, how are we going to come up
I
with a
wasn't
top
even
movie?
thinking of like, do we have to crown one? But
Well,
Oh,
we're gonna
yeah.
try Uber-Raddies.
Uber.
That's good. But Gone Baby Gone.
Oh, boy.
That's amazing that you put that on there, because I totally. That is a touchstone movie for me as well.
And it's also
I didn't
exciting.
even
It's
know it
a
was
thrilling.
a touchstone movie.
It's a thrilling mystery, but boy, is that not. It's
so funny
And it's one
to
of the
me.
best made movies. It's
It's interesting though because
But
like
it's
your
hard.
top
Yeah.
3, your potential top 1s, all 3 of them never. All 3 of those didn't even make my list of 50 movies that might make my top 5, which is really interesting.
But all the other,
Well, here-
Toy Story 3 and Avatar could almost. But let me just say, the greatest irony is that
Is irony?
I wish that a certain movie had come out in our purview, and I think that would be easy to us.
Children of Men.
It's Children of Men. What? I wish that Children of Men had come out.
That is amazing!
Because I feel like I would have picked that as my favorite movie the past 6 years.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
Except that it didn't make the cut.
yeah.
Oh my
Hilarious.
God.
Yeah.
So I'm a movie that almost made my list based purely on the other criteria, which is how much fun we had reviewing it.
Yeah.
Is Southland Tales.
That's funny.
boy.
It's one of my favorite reviews we've ever done. It was just so much fun to be a part of, and just like how much we hated it. But here's my top 5.
Okay.
Okay, Doubt.
Yeah.
As
on my
number
list,
1?
too.
No, this is 5.
Oh, 5.
5. Doubt.
Well, you did do this.
Well, it's just
So Doubt.
Doubt. I don't know numbers. That's not the Totally Math Show.
Yeah, it was Roman numeral.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still 1.
4 is Avatar.
Nice. Okay.
3 is Toy Story 3.
Okay.
2 is Best Worst Movie.
Interesting. Okay.
Because
Wow. Okay.
that's how
okay.
much that movie
Yeah.
meant so much to me.
saw
It's intertwined with our show.
Yep,
You know?
yep.
We saw it in a place. We reviewed
Yep.
it at South by Southwest.
We did
Like
see it in a
I would never
place.
have seen it. I would never have seen it if it wasn't for our show.
Right, yeah.
Like we became sort of champions of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm
and
dig- I
then
dig
number
on it.
1 is probably predictable to you guys, but it's the trifecta of all the criteria, and it's a kind of a joint 2 movies, but they're the same thing.
Can't be The Shield.
Ah!
It's The Avengers and Iron Man, the first Iron Man. And that
Interesting.
it's because never thought it would happen, always dreamed it would happen.
Yeah.
The feeling of watching that, being able to express that on a show that's about this stuff for people that love this stuff, how much I loved it.
And we
I
were
loved
there
it as
through
a
the
child.
process of the creation of it, with being at Comic-Con when they were talking about
feel
doing
like
this.
all that. It's all the things.
It's
and
my
how much-
number 2, by the way.
Which one?
Avengers.
Or the Avengers.
Avengers? I feel like you
So you just did them in alphabetical order.
Yeah, Avatar, the Avengers.
I feel like it should be, if you had to choose one, you should choose Iron Man.
Really?
Because
I think
Iron Man
Avengers
is the start of that, but
Yeah.
Avengers, like...
You mean
we were around,
Avengers couldn't
like-
have been? It couldn't exist without what they did with Iron Man.
Yeah, it's
kind
like,
of
I
a
feel
thing?
like Iron Man's the more personal
It's more like it's like
thing.
picking Empire instead of Star Wars.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
Empire's better. So
I think Avengers is better.
Yeah, well, that was the
That's why it's
culmination
on
of
mine.
it. But also, we just did it recently.
Well,
It's like
I'm sort of
part our
surprised.
history. I
For
feel like
me,
Iron Man is like,
for
and
me,
you were
number
like,
3.
and then the Nick Fury at the end of Iron Man, you know, that was like,
was a moment of-
and you said on the
Yeah,
show,
but that was
on
the
our review of
potential,
it,
but that
you
was
were
the
like, oh my
potential.
God, what if in 4 years, you know, like that was a part, that's
Yeah,
our,
but so it's
I'm
the
just giving you
it's
advice.
the
I see
idea
it.
the idea of the thing
Yeah.
is better than the thing, because I think
No,
the
I'm just
execution
saying
was just
was
just
great.
as
Yeah,
good.
it was
And it could have fell on its
It
face.
could have fallen on its face.
as my sentence
my,
did.
my number 3, which I'm sort of interested that it's not on your list. I don't know what the hell you're doing with your list, but is The Dark Knight.
Yeah, it was on
And
his
not
cusp,
the Dark,
cusp
not
movie.
the Dark Knight Rises.
No,
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. I know it's on my
That-
paper.
For me, that
great movie.
they're all great movies. Look, they're all great movies.
They're all great movies.
I mean, there's a couple where I'm like,
No,
what are
I
you
think
talking
people
about?
would
No,
be
I'm just kidding.
freaking out that if none of us mentioned Dark Knight. And yeah, it was under our purview, and it doesn't have. It's a great film, and it definitely is in the pantheon of movies. I'm glad we reviewed as well. But
My number 5, last from my list. So I got Avatar, The Avengers. What did I just say?
I believe
Dark
Avengers
Knight.
is so
The
high for
Dark
this.
Knight. Win-win. And number 5, Inglourious Bastards.
oh, it's also on my paper. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, when I was going back through, and this goes to that thing of like,
Love
if these movies, if I was walking out of
You put
every
Inglourious
single
Basterds
movie,
over No Country for Old Men?
correct.
Wow.
Correct. And here's the reason.
I had No Country on that.
If I had walked out of No Country and then walked out of Inglourious Bastards having the same experience right back to back, I may very well have picked No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
The whole point is that's not that's not what's happening.
it's
I'm
what has
looking
stayed with
back.
you.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
has stayed with me? And Inglourious Bastards has stayed with me. Hell, I can watch that scene from Inglourious Bastards, which I have every time it's on HBO, and that scene with the milk guy at the beginning with the pipe where we first meet the bad
Amazing.
guy. I will watch
And then-
that scene.
And then the other scene in the bar when they're
Yes.
playing the thing and then it turns all bad.
Yep.
There's like
And then
Yes.
there's the other
Four-
scene.
I know.
And that's the end of the movie. There's only 3 scenes in that
Yeah.
movie.
It is
they're all
long,
amazing.
solid scenes. But that's the thing for me. It was
Yeah.
hard where I was like, well,
Yeah.
what are the ones that I go back to? And
Yeah.
again, because No Country, There Will Be Blood, The Wrestler, all those things, they're on that list of
Wrestler
these
stays
could be
with
my
me.
top 5.
Wrestler in Doubt and The Company Men is another one that,
I think The Company Men.
yeah, it stayed with
Yeah.
me. Stayed
Yeah.
with
I'd love
me.
to see The Company Men again.
Yeah.
So what's your? what
So,
are your-
I mean, what do we do here?
well, you've only said one movie.
Well, I think I did. No,
Yeah.
I just.
You
I mean,
said
I've
3
been
that
saying
might
whole
be the
time.
top, but-
I mean, literally on my list.
So would you put Life of Pi?
Toy Story 3,
Life of Tree,
Avatar,
Life-
Doubt, 500 Days of Summer, Gone Baby Gone, No Country, Tree of Life, Life of Pi. I mean,
So none of the ones that we have. Oh, you also said them very fast.
no,
so I didn't hear half of
Avatar
them.
and Toy Story
I think
3 are on all of our. Are you? Did
I
you
wasn't
pick
on
Toy
my
Story 3?
list,
But
but-
Avatar and Avatar.
I feel like Avatar being the Uber-Raddy is weird.
I think Life of Pi should be the Uber-Raddy.
Do you really?
I
He didn't like it
no.
that
You didn't like
much.
Life of Pi.
I liked it. It just wasn't anywhere near that.
It wasn't even
It was a
Inglourious
good
Basterds.
movie.
Yeah, yeah.
It was. No, it wasn't. It wasn't even
I don't
any of.
think
It wouldn't.
the
it-
last movie we review is the Uber-Raddy. Literally the last
Isn't that
movie.
weird though?
It is weird. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Didn't you hear the tone in his voice?
Tell him about the tone
Yeah,
of my voice.
yeah,
What
yeah.
did you guys share on your lists?
Well, we shared a lot. Actually.
Avengers.
Avengers.
Avatar.
I don't feel right about giving
Inglourious
Uber-Raddy to
Bastards.
Avengers.
Really?
Oh, but life because it was so recent.
I tell you this.
is, yeah.
If we were having a regular Raddies, don't you think the Avengers would have won it for this year?
I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like the Avengers would
Yeah.
have won it.
Yeah.
I
Unless
don't
we
know.
saw
I mean,
the
there's
Hobbit.
a lot.
and-
There's a lot of. By the way, we didn't talk. You got Ruby Sparks. I didn't ever saw.
Oh,
my favorite movie
yeah.
here.
Ruby Sparks,
Ruby Sparks.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah.
You guys didn't see Beast of Southern Wild, which if you did, it would be your favorite, and you would probably love it. But it would be your favorite movie of the year. I guarantee it.
I don't know.
Life of Pi would have been on my list. Life of Pi would have been on my list. Moonrise Kingdom, Ruby Sparks,
The
Avengers.
Would Ruby Sparks be
Hobbit.
on your list?
Maybe Hobbit.
Could have been.
Hopefully.
Could have been. No, but
I think it might have been Ruby Sparks.
I don't think
then.
it would have been on my list. No, it would have been the Avengers. There's no way. There's no way it wouldn't have been the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because it would have been one or two on my list, one or two on his list. And if it was not on your list, you would go, it would be Walking Dead to him. It would be, I get it. No, Avengers gets it.
You're right.
So
Maybe it would be
sad
Avengers.
though that none of us would be even bringing up Prometheus or Dark Knight Rises as best movies of the year. It's so sad.
Argo would be on my list.
Argo would be on my list. Argo was on
Argo wouldn't have made my top 5, no. It's a
Argo
great
and
movie,
Moneyball were on my list of like
yeah.
Moneyball.
I-
That movie
Not for this year.
Moneyball.
I know.
You may have heard
I
of
was
it.
confused for this year. All right, so what are we gonna do, guys? What about Toy Story 3? How do you feel about giving that the Uber-Raddy?
I would be happy with that.
Man, I just feel like, I mean, look, I loved Toy Story 3. Loved
I'm
it.
actually okay with
But
it
there
being
are so
Avatar.
many movies.
Are you
Avatar
really?
is kind of defines a lot of things with our show. I just feel like I know a lot of people
they're gonna
are
hate
gonna
their
hate
shit
it.
out.
Yeah.
Shit out.
They're gonna hate us for that. But also we don't
Yeah.
do the show anymore.
Oh boy.
You know what? I'm gonna miss this so fucking much.
Yeah,
like this
don't
discussion.
stop,
I know.
stop,
I'm
Stop.
sorry.
Avatar. Let's do it.
What else? What other option do we have? Give me another option. You're saying
The
if it's
Avengers.
Avatar or the Avengers? I'm definitely going Avatar. By the way, loved the Avengers.
Both great
you
movies.
clearly
Both
hate
great
it.
It's
movies.
not.
Wait, what else was on my
Well,
list?
it's not going to be anything that you're. It's not going to be Life of
not
Pi.
Life
It's not
of
going to be
Pi,
Life
Gone
of
Gone, or
Tree.
Tree of
It's
Life.
not going to be.
They throw up a
Baby
crazy,
Sound.
crazy idea.
No.
Just because you guys maybe didn't think of it.
Not
Yeah.
Southland
Best
Tales.
worst movie.
I would have gone Dear Zachary with documentaries.
But we didn't review that.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
We did. I think we I
didn't.
saw it on our.
I think it should be
Wikipedia.
Avatar.
we
guys.
talked
I think
about
it should
it
be
when we-
Avatar. Look, do I think Avatar is the best movie we've ever reviewed? No.
But we should give it an
say
award
it. We
that
should say
says
that.
that.
Exactly.
Here's. Let me just. The Congress. This is the.
Look, guys, it's not the best movie we've ever reviewed, but we should say that it's the best movie we've ever reviewed.
Here's the thing. This is the anthem for this show. No one's going to
Oh, I thought you
see
were gonna sing something.
no one's going to see a headline that says Totally Rad Show Awards
Why not?
Avatar Best Movie.
Could
There's
happen.
no like printed version where they go. Anyone who hears that we selected Avatar is going to have heard the entire discussion we just had, and the entire discussion we just had is what is most important. No one, they all hear that we're not saying Avatar. It's the conversation
No,
we've
you
had
kinda just
about
fucking-
it.
you fucking worked
and
me,
that's-
dude. You did
that's
it.
Totally Rad Show.
You just squeezed my mind grapes, bro.
That's the whole point.
You did.
Squeeze My Mind Graves, a reference to 30 Rock, which was the inciting incident of our theme song.
Right, but I was
all-
referencing
Which we never realized.
Alex
until it's in.
Albrecht, which is referencing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Avatar.
All right,
Avatar.
it's happened.
But really, it's the conversation we
Really?
just had.
Yeah, we're gonna give the Uber-Raddy to our own conversations. So sorry, Jamie.
Sorry,
Jamie Cameron. We stole it from you.
Nice.
That's Avatar.
Oh, man. Here we are in video games. We're gonna try to do the same thing you just saw us do in the movies. We've talked about a whole bunch of video games. The first video game, as you saw last week on our look back, was Cooking Marmar.
Yes.
And that's an auspicious way to start. But we've talked about a whole mess of games over this here Totally
You know,
Rad Show.
sort of like the fact that we've not hit a Lord of the Rings thing. Literally, the Wii U is out. We
Yeah.
will never review a Wii U
Yeah,
game.
someone twittered.
We
like,
talked about
said
it.
that
We kind of talked about it.
Console.
One console
Cycle.
generation.
Cycle,
one
yeah.
cycle show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but we were there right at the beginning of that cycle, and now it's the beginning of the next, basically.
Yeah.
And, so, where should we start, guys?
How do you want to do this?
How do you want to do this?
You know, let's break them up. Let's break them up.
Is there any historical landmark? I mean, okay, all right, I'll go because I.
Well, here's the thing.
Last time I didn't have a.
Here's the way I'll say this, and I'll let you start. But
Yeah.
in the same way that I was struggling with, how do I even
Is it
do
the
this?
movie? Is it the movie quality? Is it how much it affected me? Is it how much time I spent in
Is
the
it
game?
did I like our review of it? Did I like the fact that we did review it? Did I like like there's a few games that are not on my
you
list.
go then. Yeah,
well, there's a few games that are not on my list, but I love the fact that we reviewed them and like Red Faction Guerrilla, King's Bounty. Sacred 2 Fallen Angel. These are like games below the radar that I think were so great.
Got it.
That I'm really glad that we helped kind of get the word out on them a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there are games that I love the fact that we reviewed them because we played them together, and that was so much joy to me, like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft almost made it to my game, and weirdly, just played a little bit right before I got here. Because I was like, I wanted to play something, but Heather's uploading all her songs, so I was like, I can't do any MMO or anything. So I'll play Minecraft.
I loved.
They have a jungle attachment there.
I loved playing games with each other. I loved playing WoW with you guys.
Yeah.
In the later iteration, not like at first when we were first playing D&D and stuff.
That was a terrible experience.
with titter tots and whatever, our troll
That
names.
was fun.
But I really loved trying to get the
Animal.
The animal. And you were there too eventually, right? We started out, but then you came in and you were like, it was like this epic, like me trying to tame this. So much fun that all of us, not just more than 3 of us, our other friends too, but that was awesome. And remember, I used to live here and I would play on my TV. I mean, man, so many.
And Kirby's Epic Yarn, for some reason, has a soft spot in my heart.
well, because
like how much we all
24-hour
loved it.
gaming.
24-hour gaming, and I was
Yeah. The 24-hour gaming stuff.
Playing the Grudge with you guys, 24-hour gaming.
Oh my God, that last 24-hour gaming when I woke up completely hungover and throwing up, and everybody came over, and I was just like a small little pile in the corner.
Yeah, and then you
for
slowly
about
came
8
to life.
hours. Yeah, and then I blossomed. That was the one at the end. And my favorite though is definitely the little kitty Dan.
Little kitten
falling
Dan.
asleep. Little kitten
We were
Dan.
playing Marvel
Ultimate Alliance, and then all of a sudden we'd be like, "Well, you were Iron Fist," and we'd be like, "Iron Fist, what are you doing in the
Walking
corner?"
in
And he'd
the
be like, "In the
corner."
corner," and then the best was the smile that would be on Dan's face when he'd wake up. He'd go,
Yeah, I'm back.
"I just woke up." Again.
Or he would just be like this.
Yeah. Although even Rizzo was falling asleep while we were playing. All of us were sort of falling asleep.
Yeah.
You and I were just laughing.
We were just laughing at both Mike and Dan just falling asleep.
All right,
So
so how do you do
games-
this? Go ahead.
I mean, okay.
Portal 2.
Well, hold on.
Which is
No,
funny that
I-
you say that because that's not on my list.
Not on my list.
Well, I
either.
have interesting things. Braid.
Braid's on my list.
I knew that was going to be on your list.
I mean,
Braid's on my list.
Braid could
Not
easily
on
be
my
number
list.
one.
Nope, it couldn't.
I know.
Oh,
not for
maybe
you.
for you
For
guys.
me.
Yeah, for both of us.
For me.
I liked
Yeah,
Braid.
for us. Braid.
interesting.
Easy.
I have Bastion on my list.
Me too.
Nice.
Me too. I think Bastion is one of the greatest games of the last 6 years.
Did you get it for
yeah.
iPad?
Undoubtedly.
It's on iPad now. I was debating.
Yeah, and somebody was saying, oh, it should be an iPad mini pack-in. Like, it's that good. I just can't imagine playing it with virtual sticks. I
Right.
just don't have any
No,
desire to do
I think
that.
there's a swipe situation with it. Anyway, Journey.
Yeah.
I didn't get Journey or Flower on my list. They never
Really?
didn't make my list.
I was certain that if we had done Raddies this year,
Bastion
Journey
kind of-
would have won the Raddy.
Oh
Oh,
God.
easily, yeah.
You think it would have?
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
But it didn't make your list?
No.
So this year it
Well, I put, like, my number 5 is Mass Effect,
Oh.
The first one?
the first one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think 2 is better than 1, but
I liked
Yeah.
1 better than 2 because 2, they took out all the RPG stuff, and I wanted that stuff so good that I kind of, for me, it balanced it out. But I had a couple singles. These Mass Effect was one, and Portal, the original Portal,
Right.
is what's on my list.
My
Portal
number
2.
1, I think, is going to be Orange Box.
that doesn't count though because we didn't
Why?
review Orange. I mean, we
didn't?
because Half-Life 2 had been out for so
No,
long.
we just reviewed
Portal.
Portal.
I played Half-Life 2 on Orange. That's me playing it.
Right.
You
but
never
we-
played Half-Life 2 before that?
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
I
That
don't
might be
think
true.
so.
That might be true.
Yeah.
That was
okay.
our review of.
I just
I
feel
know, it
like
was
that's a
Orange
little
Box,
bit
but-
tough because Half-Life 2 is one of the greatest games of all time, but it had been out
think
for
the
Yeah, but
Orange
Portal-
Box-
years.
Yeah,
Did
but
the Orange
Portal
Box
is
not
my-
win our Ratty that year?
No.
Portal did.
Portal. Did Portal win the Raddy that year?
Yeah, of course.
But
I think maybe the Orange Box
I don't think it did. No. Maybe.
It was definitely Portal, and it may have been Portal by itself, or it may have been
Mike's
Portal
looking
and
at
Orange
right
Box.
now. Go to the tape.
I mean, what
Anyway.
could have been?
So anyway, that Orange Box / Portal would be
So
my number
Portal
1.
is my number 2.
Yeah.
Pussy, I didn't make my list, although,
Pussy?
you know why?
What you just said?
Check it out, Pussy.
All right, Pussy. All right, Pussy. This did not make my list, Pussy.
I knew it was going to be on both your lists, and so I was like, I'm just going to use spots for other things.
You can't, but that means it's
But
not
that
going to be
means-
we're not going to be
well,
able to
you
get
can-
the Ratty.
You can decide.
Or the
Anyway, the
Uber-Raddies.
only other game I have on my list is Heavy Rain.
Heavy
Rain's
Rain
on my list.
almost made my
The
list. It
difficult
didn't.
things for these are a lot of the games that I chose are non-game. They're like experience. I mean, that's why they're so powerful to me.
Right.
You know, Red Dead Redemption. I didn't pick 5. Red Dead Redemption might be my favorite.
But here's
Because-
the thing. Here's
but-
the thing.
But
And this is goes to that, which
actually,
is
Red Dead Redemption definitely is on my
Call
list.
of Duty 4
Yeah.
Modern Warfare
Yes, the
1
first one.
is on my list. because that was the thing where I really locked into. I'm now Mr. Online Gamer. I'm doing the thing that I've always heard people
Dude, I
do.
could give that to Uber-Raddy. I could definitely
Yeah.
give COD 4 the Uber-Raddy.
Wow.
Yeah.
The first one. That was big. That was the
I don't
first
doubt it.
one.
I don't disagree.
That really is like the Jaws or the Star Wars or Toy Story 3, Avatar video games, of this generation of video games, where it really blended the commercial instincts
Mainstream
of
appeal.
mainstream of just, it's a first-person shooter with really smart game design and storytelling.
High quality.
Yeah.
and really blew the doors off of
and
the
then
multiplayer stuff.
also being involved in it.
Yeah.
I could
with the
definitely-
leveling and breaching.
It's called breaching, blowing the doors off.
Oh yes, exactly. You breach doors.
What should be, we weren't doing the show when Rainbow Six Vegas was out, did we?
We actually talked about it, but I
That
don't know.
was,
Did not-
I mean, that's a
didn't-
big part of my life.
My number 2 has not been brought up yet, and I'm shocked that none of you guys mentioned it. Puzzle Quest?
Yeah,
It was. It's my 6.
Yeah, I mean-
I was gonna put it on the
I thought
list,
it
and I was
was
like,
too obvious.
Really? That's I thought Portal
Just
was
like
too
you
I knew
said,
obvious.
somebody's gonna be. My number 1, just is kind of a has to be for build up, for meeting my expectations.
Republic?
Duke Nukem.
Old Republic.
Duke Nukem Forever.
Old Republic. And because
Really?
More than WoW?
More than WoW, and here's why.
You're
Because
so
Lordy.
disillusioned with it now.
No. Well, I mean, sort of. Everybody stopped playing it, so it's like, well, I guess I'll stop playing it and play all these other games. The thing that I
now.
realized with, sort of, the thing that I realized with Old Republic is I had the standard MMO experience with Old Republic, which is playing 100+ hours, getting into the end game rating, getting my purples that I needed to get. You know what I mean? Like the standard, all that stuff. And I loved that. Had a great experience with it. Then I went back and played it again started playing it again with my buddy Joshua, where we just created characters that were going to be on the same thing, and we literally only played when we were both on. And I realized that the game isn't an MMO. And that what it really is, the reason why I really love it is Knights of the Old Republic, it is Mass Effect, it is Dragon's Age co-op. And that's when I made that mental shift, I realized how genius this game was. Because it was giving me an experience that I've been dying to have for as long as I've been playing RPGs, which is a high quality, very well polished, story-driven RPG experience that I can have with a buddy.
Right.
And that's when I was like, this game is really, and that was even after I had the 100+ hour experience of it as just an MMO that was awesome.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, I was like, it's gotta be there.
Yeah.
And I think it should be the Uber-Ready.
Diablo 3, anyone?
Diablo 3 is
Diablo
on my
3 was
list.
close. It
All right,
was
Jeff, what's your list?
down
I mean, it's
east.
not on my top 5 list, but
Did you give your list?
So yeah, it was Mass Effect,
Yeah.
Bastion, COD 4, Portal, SWTOR.
Okay.
Wow. Diablo 3 would have probably been my game of the year this year.
Right.
Even though
It might have been. It might have been.
It's the
I've
game that I
put a lot
loved
of hours
playing
in that.
more than
Yeah.
any other game.
I'll tell you, Mark of the Ninja would have been on my list this year. I'm sad
Yeah.
that I didn't get to, but whatever. Anyway.
Okay, so my list is Bastion, Braid, Heavy Rain, Puzzle Quest, BioShock. I know you guys aren't that, but BioShock is in
No,
my...
it's on my. It's like
Yeah, I
my
get it.
7, 8. You know what I mean?
BioShock is in my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
And I think it is...
And Portal's not
A
in
work
the
of
list
art.
You know what?
all the time?
Let me do this. Let me
was
tell
about-
you my top 10-ish in no particular order. Because I feel like this is where, what I did was I went through what I do every year
I'm
is
sad
go
we're
through
not doing
and
this
pull
anymore.
off.
Me too, man, me too.
I go through and I pull off. I look through the list and I go, is it good enough for me to cross over to my notepad and type its title in? You know what I mean? Like, does it have potential to be one of my top
Yeah.
5? So that list that I had is Puzzle Quest, BioShock, SWTOR, Portal, COD 4, Mass Effect, Rock Band,
Yeah.
Uncharted 2,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Almost made it.
Uncharted.
Right.
Uncharted 2 almost made it for me.
Heavy Rain,
Oh my God.
Flower,
Uncharted's-
Diablo 3, Borderlands,
Oh, Borderlands 2.
and
Skyrim's on that
Borderlands 1.
Borderlands is-
Skyrim's on that list for me too.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So that it's that thing of you have the
Yeah.
list, which is these are all the really awesome games that sort of are here with
Yeah.
me. And you could add, Little Big Planet could be on that list of like, here. But my top 5, no, I mean just as for anybody. It's not. It wasn't on mine.
Yeah.
But then from that, how
The
do you hone
Uncharted
down
series,
to what?
I would like. I
You
couldn't.
can't do that.
I'll go Uncharted 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Uncharted
I think
2
2
is
is better.
so yeah.
Well, they're
And
all
3 was great, but
they're all
get
great.
better. They all like
Well, no, I think
Get
2
more
was better than
robust,
3.
but just the story of the first one's so great.
Yeah.
And
The problem I didn't.
Yeah, it's
enjoy
hard.
the
It was
combat
hard
in
not
one.
for me not putting
Right.
Uncharted on. Diablo 3 for me, like it's close. There's a lot, so many amazing.
That's the problem, and it's
what about
SWTOR is
Gears?
the one-
Gears is a big deal. Remember
That was Gears 2,
Remember
right?
Gears? No, the multiplayer.
Yeah.
We would
Oh,
play
yeah.
the multiplayer like crazy, guys. That was basically Rainbow Six. That was in the same time with Tyson online,
Yeah.
and I was still going through stuff. That was a lot of fun, y'all.
It was a lot of
It
fun.
was a lot of fun.
Oh my God, Burnout Paradise would easily be on my thing.
Yeah.
Easily. I had the times of my life with some TRS fans on
Yeah.
Burnout Paradise. All right, so what do we do? I mean, Heavy Rain's on all of our lists.
Heavy Rain.
Mine was fairly low on, you know what I mean. It wasn't on my top 5.
It'd be weird.
Oh,
to
but
give
I'm not. I'm
it
not.
is
a, I'm
similarly
not
weird to give Heavy Rain the.
No,
the
I
What
think
about Portal?
Yeah.
Or COD. I
or-
could give it to COD 4, but COD 4.
COD
Avatar
4.
and COD 4 is like, we're just like the commercial.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
commercial show.
We just give it to the biggest selling thing.
Yeah, the totally commercial show.
Yeah.
Portal or
man.
Orange Box / Portal.
What about Bastion?
Great.
I would give it to Bastion, even though it didn't win the Ratty in its own year. I would totally give it to.
I
Bastion.
love Bastion, but I would put Braid
Braid
and
over
Journey.
Bastion, yeah.
What about Journey, y'all? it's like not a video game. It's like
No.
the
Yeah.
experience.
I'd rather have a COD 4, something, multi-million-dollar video game.
Really not Puzzle Quest, huh, guys?
Puzzle Quest is
Just
great.
how
I
much
just
it
don't.
means. No, it was on neither of your
And
lists.
I don't retain anything from. It's like, man, Red Dead. Now that I think about it, I resort to that all the time.
I think Portal.
Yeah,
Portal's
it's
pretty.
Portal.
I mean, Portal's. There's not a
first
flaw.
one?
Yeah,
The
the
second
first
the
one.
first one.
Both of them are the best storytelling in a game. The best. I mean, it's the best. It is. It is.
I mean, I would give it to Bioshock. over
There's that
Portal,
great
personally, but-
fan. I mean, it really breeds good
Ah.
fan fiction.
That's kind of shitty of those ones. Like,
Hey, I was in that.
all
right.
right, so I guess that's it. Portal gets the
Although
Uber-Raddy.
I still agree with Dan. It's about the conversation.
Yes.
Yeah, the
But it also is
conversation
Portal.
wins.
The
It is
conversation
Portal.
wins. We're gonna stick tuned for our TV segment. Guess which wins that?
Yeah. Turns out the conversation's terrible in that one.
All right, everybody, we are in TV town. You've seen us award Avatar as the ultimate
Uber-Raddy.
Uber-Raddy for movies, and Portal as the ultimate Uber-Raddy.
/ Orange Box.
/ Orange Box. However, I've been told at Wikipedia that I can separate, so Portal. And now it is time for TV. The first TV segment we had, we reviewed the smashing success NBC comedy. So glad, thank God you're here. With David Allen Greer, basically, and Dave Foley was the judge.
It was the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, Cooking Mama, and Thank God We're Here as
God We're
our
Here as
first
our-
That's
season.
why everyone really loved us.
Yeah. Shot out of the gates. as
it
we
was
did.
so
We also
We also reviewed the season finale of, or the series finale of Sopranos, right?
Yeah.
The full-on series finale of Sopranos and the season finale of Battlestar.
That's
we
what-
did some stuff. In
I wrote that down right at the top of like the fact that Sopranos and Battlestar Galactica are in our purview in a weird way. Like I couldn't even.
The fact
I
that they
couldn't
aired
even.
at the same time is sort of
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
I couldn't consider those for my Uber list because it just like. We were right on the tail end of them,
Yeah.
and it feels. Obviously, I have mixed feelings about both of them, but. There's huge tent poles of these. Like The Sopranos is one of the greatest television shows of all time.
Well, and it's interesting that you bring that up because one of the things that I have on my list that I think is possibly controversial, and I put on my list not because I really loved this thing, but because of what it meant to us, to the show, and to me
Yeah.
at times, which is my number 5 is Lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
It didn't make my list,
It would
but
be
I wrote.
I didn't make it top 5, but it would be on my top.
But I wrote down one of the things that I loved.
It's all right.
I didn't need to tell them,
It was
but I don't
literally
need to
your
sound like
last
I'm so
homework
unprepared.
assignment. It was your
I
last
didn't know we were
homework
doing top
assignment.
5s. We didn't discuss that. I thought we were all picking what our number
Yeah, because
one
we've never
was.
done top fives before.
So Lost.
Yeah, I'm with you on
One
Lost.
of- I wrote down the sentence, "Our wild swings on Lost and Heroes." Like
Yeah.
that was like these huge like love and
Heroes
awe
we didn't
and-
stick
Yeah.
with. We just sort of watched the first
Right.
and second seasons.
I found TV to be much more difficult than either of the other two categories.
That's really interesting.
Why?
I found it way easier.
Really?
Yeah.
I just feel like there was so many more things to juggle and to come up with a top 5 list.
I'm-
Like there's a whole bunch of ones that I just love the fact that we reviewed them, like Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. I love the fact that we reviewed that. Like I would have never watched that. It's just
Yeah.
so great. Or Jekyll.
Yeah.
Jekyll
which totally
would be
could have
up
made my
there.
list in
Jekyll
another
could have been on my list, but
universe.
it got switched over by Luther.
Is the Lost Room count or no?
I don't think it
Wasn't
counts
a
because
review, right?
it also wasn't a TV show. It was a
And we
mini
didn't review it.
series.
Miniseries.
Yeah,
Also,
we just
it was American
mentioned
Horror
it.
Story.
And it had been on
Yeah, but that
years
was,
before.
I mean, that was a miniseries that's
Oh
actually
yeah,
a
no.
television
Lost
series.
Room aired before we even did this
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
I think it
Alright,
was a
so then
DVD
we'll
or
count that.
something.
And Journeyman, like, is a show that like I have in my heart that was canceled way too early. It's not going to be my
Yeah.
list, but I just love the fact that we talked about it.
Well, what
This
else
is
did you
tough.
guys put on your list?
I mean, my
had
top, I'll give you
lot-
my
five-
top 2.
Okay, what are your top 2?
The ones that it's like I don't know how, but since we're all doing it, it's gonna be Avatar: Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
/ Friday Night Lights.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
my one and 2.
Yeah.
Although
Avatar:
the
The
Shield
Last-
obviously is hanging
Well, but
above
we
all
never
of them.
really reviewed it.
You guys just came and shit on it. That's all that happened.
Avatar: The Last Airbender is my number 1. I think
Me
as
too.
far as
It's my number 1.
quality of show,
That was easy.
I know.
I know, right?
All right. When I wrote it, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be
Yeah.
it. But
What
I
else was on your
I
list,
put
though?
Lost on my list.
Yeah, Lost is a good one.
4, I put Luther
Yeah, that would be
as
mine.
the sort of like British cool, you know, like that's
Yeah.
where
Luther made my
Sherlock,
list at all,
and
but-
Jekyll,
yeah.
Sherlock, Luther, you know what I mean? Even what's the Mars came from something about Mars or Last Day on
Life on
Mars.
Mars. Those kinds of, you know, British things. But Luther of those was the one that I really
Yeah, I'm with you.
connected with.
You dressed up like him.
I did. Just how we know. 3, I put Walking Dead,
Wow. Well, that did not make me. Well, obviously.
Well,
of course, but it also
No,
was the
but
one
Jeff,
that we gave.
I know.
No,
Yeah.
you don't. I mean, it's like
I know.
it's a home run. You don't even have to be reluctant.
This is what it is when you say things about Game of Thrones to me.
Game of Thrones would.
No, but this is. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the
Is it
thing.
on your list?
That's the
It would be on my
feeling.
list, yeah.
It's definitely. It's not on my list, but that's the feeling when it's like.
No, it's
you
different.
just gotta.
No, it's different because.
No, it's different because you're
Well,
right.
The difference is, the difference is, you will fast forward through it. He will actually go back and watch it, and he will say, "Well, he doesn't even have to say because after the world is saying, you're gonna freaking love it."
Half the
I'm
world
going
is
to watch it.
saying.
It's not
I'm
even
going to
a-
watch it.
It's not even. Yeah, I hear you. It's more
I'm gonna have
pompous.
so much
this
more
way.
time now to watch it. with
Yeah.
my unemployment.
Hey. So what else is on your list?
Yeah, but
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it's on my could be on the list, but didn't make it.
You got
That and Mad Men.
Breaking
also.
Bad. Come
oh yeah,
on.
Mad Men.
Justified is a cusp one. Like it's not fully on the list,
Yeah.
but it could certainly be in the
Yeah.
conversation. I love that show.
Isn't the last season though?
No, it was great.
You lo-
Last season
okay.
was great.
Okay.
Newsroom, even in one season, could totally make my
I just-
list.
it's just so fresh,
I'm
but
surprised
yeah,
that
boy,
there's
oh boy.
a show that aren't on both of yours, which is my number 2, which is Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey is written right here.
I know that was on.
Right
I
here.
saw. I was like, oh, Downton freaking Abbey. I just, yeah.
And the other
with
one
you
that
on
I
all
know is not
this.
going to make your list, but is my number 3, Pushing Daisies. I love that
Yeah.
show so much.
Yeah.
Loved
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah.
But Friday Night Lights, Avatar: Last Bender, Friday Night Lights, Pushing Daisies. Yeah.
Do you think Korra would have won this year?
I was gonna think that maybe I would gonna put Newsroom number 1.
Yeah, I would've put
And
Newsroom
Girls
number 1.
would have made my list of top 5 for the
I
year.
would have been Newsroom, Girls. Would I be allowed to put Walking Dead or no?
I mean, maybe because I
No,
think there's
because-
some that you can't.
Well, we
I was
gave it
gonna
the
say
Ratty like 2 years ago.
We gave it
Yeah.
the Ratty, so I don't think you could put it on your list next year. We say new,
Yeah.
new shows. There's another HBO
interesting.
show that I think there's another like new show this year that I loved. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you should think about that.
Anyway, I'll let you guys know.
So I almost said Lavatar. So Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
I think
With
that's
Uber-Raddies.
very fitting. I think that's very
Well,
fitting.
yeah. I mean, I think that I love how many people we've gotten emails and tweets from that said that they would have never watched it if it wasn't for us telling them about it, and they discovered it, and they've shared it with their kids or their friends or whatever. And it is, I think it is one of the greatest works of fantasy fiction ever conceived, and it's a cartoon for kids. Like it's amazing, a Nickelodeon cartoon. Like, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Nothing
So
wrong with
good.
that.
So good.
Finally, an easy one.
All right,
you know
people.
what did not win?
Avatar.
Our discussion.
This one, not so much.
This one, it goes to the show. The show
Goes
is
to
better
the
than
show.
our
The
discussion.
show is better than our discussion. So before we say our final goodbyes, we do want to thank our final sponsor. What
Yeah.
could it be?
It's Jack Threads.
That's very apropos.
Very apropos. Jack Threads was a fun sponsor to do for a very long time. And the truth is, the honest to goodness truth is that I actually use it.
you
Jack
go.
Threads, the online shopping destination for dudes, where everything on the site is up to 80% off because
Why?
Full prices for suckers.
Suckers.
they've got all these great brands: Converse, Penguin, Nixon's, Vans, The Hundreds, John Varvatos, Creative Recreation, New Era, Mostly Tri Supra, and Ben Sherman, just to name a few. And shopping is so easy because all the styles are curated, so you know that you don't have buyer's remorse because you got all this really cool stuff. You can update your fall wardrobe at Jack Threads and get ready for the upcoming holiday season. And if you refer a friend, you'll get a $10 shopping credit. That's pretty cool
There you
too.
go.
You don't have to skip the wait. You don't have to wait in line. You can get instant access at jackthreads.com/TRS. Although, if you just go to jackthreads.com, that's fine too.
But it's nice to know. It's nice that they
it's
know.
nice that they know that you watched our show.
Yes, exactly.
We appreciate their sponsorship and all of our sponsors that we've ever had.
Yes, we've had some doozies. What was your favorite sponsor integration? Bungee
Sponsor
jumping.
integration? Well, yeah, we did a bungee jumping for Bungie.
Yeah,
Which I thought was
that's
fun.
pretty cool. I like the. I was surprised at how good I was at the air tunnel.
Yeah, that was
I
fun.
hated that.
I know you did. That
what
was
was-
also
what was
fun.
that?
I hated
for me.
all of them.
What was that for? That was for Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Dead
Zero
Space.
G.
Yep,
Dead
yep,
Space.
yep,
Thank
yep.
you. Yeah, parkour or circus training for Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was fun.
Or Brotherhood, I think.
You won a
wrestling,
tightrope.
obviously.
That was fun.
Wrestling.
Yeah, the Lucha Libre thing.
Yeah. That
yeah.
was
Oh my
fun.
God,
For
that
the
was-
Lucha Libre
What
video
was
game.
What was you know what? Okay, here's a random memory. Is
Oh my God.
That wasn't a sponsored thing, but remember when we just did TV talking about Battlestar Galactica? We went to the Battlestar Galactica auction.
Oh yeah.
God, and we
Random
got to wear
Prop
clothes
auction,
and
yeah.
stuff.
And they had a whole section that they couldn't show us because that episode hadn't aired, and it turned out
God,
it
I
was
haven't thought
Starbucks
about
crashed,
that in forever.
crashed Viper.
You know what's been one of the most wonderful things about this week, and hearing from so many people overwhelmed by the tweets and the emails and
Yeah, it's been
all
great.
the
It's been great.
outpouring. Some people have written such incredibly eloquent, wonderful, heartwarming, humbling emails. But one of the most wonderful things is seeing these names that that brought back memories.
Yeah.
You know who contacted me? Andy Tibbs.
What?
Do you remember Andy Tibbs?
that
We
name?
surprise arrived at his house.
Oh my God! We
catfish?
catfished him.
Catfished
Funny
him.
because been watching that show. It's
Oh
okay.
yeah.
And
Andy Tibbs.
Is he still
says-
is he still with that girl?
I didn't ask.
Is he still in
hopefully
that-
it's
in that
kinda
apartment?
This just got weird. No, I
Yeah.
don't think he's still in the apartment either. I don't know. We didn't really
Does he
talk.
still have
but
those lovely sandwiches?
But yeah, we showed up at his house as a surprise. That was such a
Yeah,
fun
that was a
day.
my God,
really
that was
fun
fun.
day. I remember that.
That was like full on stealth mode.
Yeah.
He was like,
I,
"Can he do it? We don't want to surprise you." Blah blah blah.
I've been thinking a lot about not just my favorite segments of these random things. I'm like, I remember that, but also the stuff that we did that was a part of TRS or a part of our friendship, our very public friendship. But there were segments for the show, like randomly when we were in a hotel room, I think for Comic-Con, and you were telling us about the push-ups. Oh
yes.
Alex knew this most difficult push-up ever. Which is
remember
like if you
seeing-
hold your head up like that, if you can do a push-up flat on the ground, and we all tried to do it and looked like jackasses.
Yep.
Were you there for that? You were there. You were filming it.
Oh yeah, he filmed it. It was like, get this. This is gold. And then it all
It
got
was
to
just
the
people laying on the ground going, "Ah!"
That's literally what those are. That was my favorite thing.
I remember in London, you weren't there for this, but Jeff, Steve, and I. Well, no, I mean even when you were there, but just just seeing fans for the first, seeing we were doing it so privately, and you had experienced it with Ignatian, but we had not yet experienced
Yes, that's
oh my
right.
God, people
I
watch
remember.
it and appreciate it, and
And you guys
not
showed up to the
everyone
bar
gets that
after the
experience in their life.
dignation first.
Oh boy, it
and
was-
then people were
it was
coming up to you and
intense.
you were like, what
No,
what
they
is
started
happening?
That was
chanting.
intense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Right when you guys came in.
I will never forget it for the rest of my life. And
Never forget
the
that for the
other
rest of
thing
my
too
life.
is like not everyone gets to experience that because not everyone does a show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
we
yeah.
had a very special experience that was incredible. And we're very thankful for those people that I still see on my
Yeah.
Twitter. And
You know what?
Like
And all those
Wesley.
people
The
that
thing-
accidentally downloaded all of my emails on my first iPhone because they didn't know and it cost me like $150.
Oh, you mean in England?
Remember when,
oh yeah, I remember
when
that.
Dan tweeted out his phone number?
Yay! I forgot about that.
Copy and paste. It was the first copy and paste.
On an iPhone.
Because it added the photos or something or something
we shot
like
a
that.
segment with me.
And
Oh my
we
God,
were coming out of a movie, and you're just like, I'm still getting.
No, you literally go, oh no, guys. Oh no. Oh no, guys.
Man, my phone just gets.
Oh man.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
What are some other non-show? Oh, driving down to Comic-Con
Yeah.
and Mike's car.
Oh, the bumper flew off.
Yeah, the bumper of your
my
car flew
God.
off.
You hit a tire and the bumper came
We
off.
thought we're driving down to Comic Con and we see we see someone in another car who's like dressed up at Comic Con.
Captain
We're
America.
like, yeah, clearly they're headed the same way, and they're like indicating to us, and we're like, well,
We're like,
it's
we
us.
know, it's us.
It's us. We're the Totally Rad Show.
And the guy's like,
And
no,
it's like,
no.
your fucking bumper's
bumper's off.
douchebags. Okay, on that note, what about the greatest moment ever in BlizzCon?
No, it wasn't at BlizzCon, it was at PAX.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I thought it was at
PAX.
BlizzCon.
No, it was at Arts when we were walking out after the Megathon.
What
That's
happened?
what you're talking about.
When the
It's
guy
horrible.
was like,
It's horrible. It's not even.
Oh, was it the picture
It's
thing?
not. They're gonna not.
Was it the picture
No,
thing?
the picture thing. That's also great.
It's horrible.
But it's the handshake heard around the world.
It's not gonna be
What?
that great.
I want to know. What, what is this?
The guy was doing a funny thing. We were with. It was definitely at PAX. What are they called? All the people that work at PAX.
Oh yeah, the enforcers.
The enforcers. And it was at the end of the day. They were wrapping up, and we were chatting with one of the enforcers, and another enforcer comes
I'm gonna
over,
love this.
and it's going like this. And it's just like walking straight toward,
Dan is like,
and I'm like,
yeah,
he's a
dude.
fan. I'm like,
Fist
yeah.
explosion.
And then like I go out like that, and he like still keeps going, and like fist bumps to like other female enforcers with they hug, and I'm like, so I'm standing there like, and like Jeff just had this amazing view of the whole thing.
Amazing,
and
like,
awkward,
yeah.
yeah, what's up? And then it wasn't
Oh
for me.
my
and it was
God.
horrible.
I
God.
love that.
What about riding back from Comic Con on the train?
Train and the chocolate chip pizza. That's what I was gonna say.
chip
Oh, the
pizza.
chocolate chip pizza.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Oh my God. I just love that. You remember the one where that woman came down and asked for a picture?
Oh yeah.
It was the first Comic-Con that we did. No, it was the first Comic-Con that we did that we went to.
Yeah.
And the lady came down and said, "Oh, I'm such a fan." And you guys were like, "Oh, okay." And somehow you like said, "I'll take the picture."
No, yeah.
Because you guys
It was
just
Jeff.
assumed.
I think it was your fault.
But no, but you guys
You
just
made me feel
assumed
weird
that it
about
was
it.
because that she thought you were Kevin from Dignation.
That's true. She thought I was Kevin.
No. Then later she comes to find us and goes, "Hey, can I get a picture of all three of you guys?"
No, her
My husband-
boyfriend came.
Her boyfriend
came to
who's
our
like,
meetup.
who was like, "What the hell happened? Why
Yeah.
are you not in this picture, Jeff?" And you were like,
Yeah.
"I'm taking the picture." And it was she knew who we were.
Yeah.
You guys just didn't think she did.
Speaking of that, although I want to say quickly, traveling to New York, Phil
Yeah.
Reed,
Oh God, yeah.
Ninja, winning the
Oh my
Webby,
God.
going to the Webbies.
Oh,
you go
that's-
out
I was
there
like,
and
why
said
were
it was
we
really
in New
cool.
York?
What were the other 5? Remember we were trying to pick other 5 thank yous, 5-word thank yous for the Webbies?
I'm just so glad we did Nerd is the News cool because, like, at that time that meant something.
Didn't I
that was
do
a
"Where's
thing.
My Pants" or something like that? Have you seen my pants?
Yeah, that was
You
what you
see
said
my-
for the
And you went up with no pants.
But Ninja,
I went up with no
yeah,
pants,
you went
yeah.
up with no pants.
Oh, man, that
but
was
eating at
stressful.
Ninja New York was so fun.
Yeah.
But what I was gonna say was, at one of our meetups, proposal.
There's
Oh,
another
yeah, in
people
PAX.
that contacted me.
PAX.
Yeah.
There's other people that contacted me. And what about, do you remember the woman who had us do the surprise video for her husband at their wedding? And she sent us the pictures and
Yes.
he's like, oh!
Yes.
Yeah. And there's so
Yeah.
much, like the fact that we've done at least 2 proposals.
Yeah.
And one of the guys sent me a tweet, said that they're still together, which is
Nice.
amazing.
Okay, bonus.
Yes, good bonus.
50-50, we don't know what
We
happened
did the
to the
proposal at Kells, but we also did like a video proposal.
Kells, oh my God.
Yeah.
Remember sushi at PAX with David Ellis and
Yeah.
a bunch of friends, and we did the forehead game.
the
It was
Inglourious
much fun.
Bastard game.
The Inglourious Bastards forehead game was so fun.
Candy
Oh my
bags.
God, candy bags. I'll never forget candy
You guys
bags.
get your candy bags.
I think candy bags is still the picture of you on my phone when you call. It's like at PAX. That was the first PAX with Meg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
man.
have to. So let's.
Yeah, we should
before-
thank,
there's a whole bunch of thank yous. We need
It's
to
too
do.
many. How do you
How
even
about
remember?
Jeff Virgin?
Jeff Virgin.
Yes.
Our website.
for
Yes.
years.
Our original
Meg
website.
Campbell.
Meg
who
Campbell.
We met
Meg
through
Campbell
the show.
Tucker, but yes.
Oh, Campbell Tucker, my God. Who filled in and
Yeah.
did camera work for us.
Yeah.
Reza.
Oh yeah,
Lackey,
Reza,
who,
yeah.
You know, has done lots of camera work and met him through the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna forget people.
My buddy Mike, who's the reason why we all know each
Mike
other.
Rizzo.
Mike Rizzo's
Mike
come
Rizzo.
and done a bunch of different
Steve
segments for us.
Kachelek.
Steve.
Well, Steve is a whole other category of
Yeah.
thank you because, you know, he was
Sorry.
our Mike before we had Mike and
Yeah.
he started the show and created the look for the show
And the feel. I mean, so much of how it looks, feels, sounds. I mean, it's been obviously massaged now with Mike here, and it's weird to me to think that it's different. It's weird to me to think that Mike still feels like the new guy a little bit.
I know,
And he is not the new guy. He is not the new guy.
As Steve was.
Although I will say, Mike fell right. I mean, he fell right into the sort of friendship, fun, four-person team. Because we were really nervous. I mean, I was really nervous because I was like, "What? How do we just shoehorn some guy in here?"
We even
that
discussed
worked
that.
out great.
First of all, we discussed that about Mike, but before we do that, we should say, remember auditioning, and at Starbucks, and I remember meeting Mike for the first time, which must have been weird for you. But no, I remember in our discussions, it was like there's something about Mike where he just feel like he's already and there's nothing, like it felt very
natural.
Yeah.
It was
Which is
easy.
you're probably uniquely gifted at that. Wait, there's some other. Okay, so Jeff Virgin.
Well, before we get off of the Steve thing,
Steve,
he just posted a blog about his look back in the show.
This is really cool.
We contacted him about maybe being part of this. This is a weird time with the holidays and Thanksgiving and everything. So he wasn't.
And he doesn't live in California anymore.
He doesn't live in
He lives
California.
in California.
No, he lives in Palm Springs.
Wait, that's California.
That's California.
No, it's Arizona.
I was like,
California is
you
what
guys
he
get the
meant.
crap at me. I was like, all these years is Palm Springs in like
He doesn't
Nevada
live
or
in
something?
LA anymore.
He doesn't live in Los Angeles. That's what I meant.
But anyway, if you should check out his blog. He has some really nice things, and he posted that video he did after 2 years when he left.
First off, I remember
That was
it being
heart-wrenching.
heartbreaking when he left, but now it being the endies.
Yeah,
Oh
very sad.
boy.
Let's keep talking about stuff so we don't have to end.
Well, who else do we have to thank? I mean, come on, there's so many people. Dougie the potato
Dougie.
boat.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on.
Huge. Who
Come on.
allowed us to go to PAX for so many years, funded
yeah.
our trip.
Yeah.
Unbelievably generous way. Wide Awake Wesley, who updated our Facebook fan page dutifully all the time.
We had a Facebook
We should
fan
thank
page.
Heather, your soon-to-be wife, your fiance, my brother, for
All the people who
tolerating
tolerated our
studios.
locations.
Yeah, our shooting locations.
Yeah, Heather. The really funny thing is when we moved out of my place, Heather was like, "I didn't give a shit." I mean, it was all like, you guys gotta get out of my house. When we moved in here.
That's funny.
Yeah, Heather was very much like, "You got doesn't matter to me."
Hamburger Hamlet.
Gotta thank Hamburger Hamlet and
What was that place up on top
Cecil's.
of? But also, what was that?
Where we
What
came
was
with
that
the intro.
deli up in?
Up on
Mulholland?
Beverly
yes.
Glen. Yeah, Beverly Glen Deli, I think.
Yeah. Which is where we first met.
Conceptualized
Conceptualized
it.
the
Live.
idea of the show.
And
yeah.
the intros we came up with in that place on Beverly Drive. What's that called? It was expensive.
I remember I just really wanted to do the Ghostbusters one.
Yeah.
And did we ever do the Ghostbusters one?
Yeah.
We did a Ghostbusters one.
No,
we did
Believe
both.
Us.
this
No,
one.
that's how it first was conceptualized. We shot
did
it.
it.
No, we shot it.
But we
We
didn't
did.
air
We didn't
have
use
We
it.
didn't air it. It's in the pilot.
Is it on the
Unaired
DVD?
pilot DVD. Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist
This
anymore?
represents
Yeah.
the last of the petty cash. Anyway, it's been a lovely.
wrap up, dude.
It's been a lovely. We have to wrap up.
Is there anyone else to thank, though? We should just.
There's so
really,
many people
our
to
parents,
thank.
Oh God, our
Yeah.
our moms. Are you kidding me for coming in and being?
Unbelievable.
Is there anyone
starring
else
in the,
that you think of? Oh, Graham.
Graham,
There's some people that
definitely. Graham Hancock,
Yeah,
yeah.
Comic Con. We should thank
All the Revision 3 people. Come on.
Yeah.
And maybe
Brian
more
Brushwood taught us to
Yes.
eat fire.
Taught me how to burn my lip. I've
Taught us how to
I
eat
just
fire.
remember.
That's, by the way, of
just
all the
remember-
things that we've done, I was not a fan of wrestling and circus and all that stuff. Of all things like I've been scared to do when we ended up doing them, I still did not like those things. But eating fire, I was terrified, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
So
I just remember I fucked up. I just remember
Yeah,
the look
you're
on my
like-
face.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I fucked up, guys. I fucked up.
Don't stop. Don't do it.
Don't.
do
What are
it.
you doing?
Go away.
Stop.
All right. We're ending the show.
I want to think.
No. Us.
You guys.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we got
Thank
it.
us.
We're in.
Thank you.
We
Yeah,
thank
we're
you
good.
as
We're
well.
Good. We're good.
We thank everybody.
Okay.
Everybody thank
Don't do it.
everybody.
Don't
And them and everybody
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
ever watched.
Yes.
Anyone who's ever sent in a background or forwarded a link to our show to their friend.
Oh, God.
All right. That has been a lovely edition of the Totally Rad Show. It's been a lovely it's been a lovely 5+ years of the Totally Rad Show. We want to thank you. Thank
Been
you
the
guys.
best 6 years of my life.
It's been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
We will see you. We will
Mañana.
Mañana. No, we won't. We won't
Whenever
see
that
them.
is.
Oh,
all the
at Danny
mañanas in the
TRS. Keep up with
future.
me.
Yeah, please. please.
I
Some
don't.
self-promotion.
No, we're all gonna say.
We have-
They have no
No,
way.
you started. You
I'm
started.
gonna be on other shows. They're not gonna
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you'll be on other shows. You're gonna be on other
Yeah.
shows. Mike is at Snoot Mikey,
Yep.
at Danny TRS.
At Alex Albrecht.
At Jeff Cannata.
It's the only way they're gonna know.
That's true.
You're JeffCannata.com, professional website. See at the end.
Semi-professional,
I finally admit it.
My triumph.
All right.
All right, everybody. It's been awesome. We will see you later.
Last fist bump.
Good work, guys.
Give me a hug.
Good work, guys. Well, there'll be more. We'll do more. Get in.
Group hug. Most awkward group hug of all time. Group hug.
Oh, there it is. 4 penises.
I like this song. Love.
Three rad bros first met 5 years ago when they joined a group to throw some dice and slay some foes. They talked of TV shows, LAN parties of Halo, and whether Han Solo shot first at poor Greedo. From arguments like those, 500 episodes arose. Now 5 years down the road, their fist bump still explodes. If you're a fan from long ago and remember these intros, we're thankful that you chose the Totally Rad Show.